BBC broadcaster Stuart Hall has been sentenced to 15 months in jail for sexually abusing girls. Hall, 83, of Wilmslow, Cheshire, admitted 14 offences that occurred between 1967 and 1985. One of the girls was 9 years old when Hall assaulted her, Preston Crown Court heard. Hall's barrister Crispin Aylett, in mitigation, told the court the former broadcaster had all of 13 victims compared to Jimmy Savile's 1,300. The BBC said it was appalled that some of Hall's crimes took place in connection with his work at the corporation. The ex-BBC Radio 5 live summariser and its A Knockout host initially insisted the allegations were pernicious, callous, cruel and above all spurious. Dark side. But sentencing Hall, Judge Anthony Russell QC said, "It is clear from the victim's statements that I have seen that your brazen attitude when first charged and the public protests of your innocence have added to the distress of some if not all of your victims." Judge Russell said Hall had given pleasure to millions of people and was known for his genial personality, charm, bonhomie and wit. But the judge added, "There is a darker side to you, one hidden from public view until now, and a side which you were able to conceal taking advantage of your status as a well-liked celebrity." The judge said for most of Hall's offences the maximum sentence at the time they were committed was 2 years, but the remainder carried a potential term of 5 years. He added, "The maximum sentence for this type of offence has been significantly increased, since these offences were committed, to 10 years. Prosecuting barrister Peter Wright QC said Hall's first victim was 16 at the time of the assault, which happened in late 1967 or early 1968. She met Hall when he presented her with an award at a school prize giving and he invited the girl to record some songs at the BBC studios in Piccadilly, Manchester. Furious father. The court was told Hall bought her a drink in a pub before sexually assaulting her in his car. She burst into tears, telling her parents what had happened after Hall took her home. Her angry father went to find Hall but he was nowhere to be seen. The family decided not to report the matter. Preston Crown Court previously heard that in the 1980s Hall molested a 9-year-old girl by putting his hand up her clothing. He also kissed a 13-year-old girl on the lips after saying to her, "People need to show thanks in other ways." On another occasion in the 1970s he fondled the breast of a girl aged 16 or 17, the court was told. Mr. Aylett said his client had been arrested as a consequence of the investigations into Jimmy Savile, who used young girls on a scale that is simply staggering. He referred to the 1,300 complainants in the Savile case and said, "Instead, in the dock today is a frightened and bewildered 83-year-old man answering for the touching, no more, no less, of all of 13, not 1,300, victims over a quarter of a century ago." In a statement, the corporation said, "The BBC is appalled that some of Stuart Hall's crimes took place in connection with his work at the BBC and offer an unreserved apology to the people he abused." Dame Linda Dobbs is leading a detailed investigation into Hall's conduct at the BBC and her conclusions will be published as part of the Dame Janet Smith review later this year. One count of rape will lie on the court file.